I completed 2 years as an MLA, and I promised you that locally, and that is very important news for my Aldona constituency, that the government of Goa has given me in principle approval for doing the Aldona market. And the Aldona market, तुम्ही जाणात पडपा आसात न्हू, लोक अजून आसात थिंगा, and हांव market vendors पळयल्लो, and I have also spoken with the Fabrica. Everybody is cooperating. We will take every stakeholder into consideration, and we will make sure that we get this market done fast. The first problem is the first hurdle, where we wanted in principle approval from the government of Goa. And I am glad to say that the Honorable Minister for Panchayats, Momin Gudino, along with the committee which he headed, approved our request of the Panchayat and has granted the in principle approval. And I thank him for this speedy decision which was taken, because this is long pending for more than 10 years to Mizana. And I am charged as MLA. Home over you for yellow. Kiti asana. And he sanglo maka GSIDC ko plan asat, eco plan asat, GIDC ko officer ko insult them na. Then sangla, sir, only one rough plan is there. There is no proposal, there is nothing. No file notings also. And that was all what is in the file. Now I think we need to have a proper detailed plan, the number of shops, rehabilitation, and also giving the balance on rent. So I think all this will be worked out in a short time once we get the plans approved, passed, and the funds can be utilized once all these plans get done. So this is something very good, and I'm happy, because at least I'm in a position to take things going forward. This is the first thing. Second thing, I want to mention that in my 2 years tenure, don't are such a tenure, I have been able to get works for our constituency over 100 crores. I have not taken 10 years to get 100 crores. Your underground cabling, which will be for the benefit of all the people, is in 94 crores. And I also have Anikek Samdaldumka, Moida Gawantanche, Moira village. Tinga ek bandasa, Ata Fone Kalizot de Bandasa. That I have got government to sanction. Tender is out, 13 point some crores, almost 14 crores, which is approved. And that ita lok rota lotinga, ita hareodo bitor ekale shepita. So I'm very happy that the tenders are out, and I'm sure they would have been awarded by now to the tenderer, the successful tenderer. Simultaneously, I'm checking Kurzwenso, Podwal Kazana Sata. That also the tender has been out, and it also would have been awarded by now. It is almost 10.59 or 60 crores. I think it's touching 11 crores. But I'm just showing you that the magnitude of the works which are being done, and I'm happy with it. That in a span of 2 years, I'm not talking the others. Anikitla inauguration Kelyani. And there are so many other works I'm talking right now, which I have got even before the code of conduct comes into force, that we have done this. You have already seen that the Bastora, inauguration Kelyani comes Aluasa, making those gutters. Tingai leveling kotle, they will raise the height and hot mixing kotle. The Kamarkazan Akoi, going up to that. Ekle Munchan pasun video kadla tinga. Sampa, I feel like sleeping on this road. And for 10 years nothing was done, and I'm so happy that it is done now. So I'm happy that works have been going on, and we will continue with the good work. I am thankful to the people of Aldona for standing with me, bearing with patience, because especially the market has been a very, very hot issue, matter of concern for every Aldonkar. And I appeal to each and every one to come and stand by me so that we can make that market a reality in shortest possible time.
Okay. You have mentioned market. The market ki reconstruction.
It will be a redevelopment of the same area, in the same area.
Okay. So, the issue is actually differences between the shopkeeper, Fabrica, and this panchayat, that all sort.
See, shopkeeper aile makamer bak, and shopkeeper I sanglole. की एज पर लॉ कायद्या प्रमाणे तुम्ही जाणात फुल गोंयांत यू कांट हॅव परमनंट टेनन्सी in government premises or in panchayat local body premises. So you have tenure, म्हणलो 5 years, extendable by 2 years. So I told them, we will leave the law aside, but I will rehabilitate. I will make sure that whoever is there will be rehabilitated. They said, "Amka kai naka, we only want to come back." So they gave it in writing also that they will move and they will come. So there is, because in law they are right now, but they are there, we know them, for years they have been doing business there and they are like family. So we will definitely rehabilitate them. So that was the one issue. The other issue was the Fabrica. Fabrica gave the NOC. After the Fabrica gave the NOC, then we went ahead with the process. After Fabrica NOC किती झाले? Remember one thing, that land originally belonged to the comunidades. This is a peculiar situation in Aldona, where the comunidades was split by the Governor General at that time. And there were 2 comunidades formed. One is called Fraternal Comunidad, other is called the Boa Esperança Comunidad. So the governor at that time gave this land to the Fabrica for purpose of usufruct. Usufruct means lifelong interest. So for getting usufruct, means like suppose you give Zad Gizele, you get the rent of the produce, or you give the tree on rent to somebody. What you earn of it, that is the usufruct which you eat. So if the land is given, then the land is developed and whatever rent you get, that is usufruct, which the Fabrica was getting. In 1971, the Fabrica had entered into an agreement with the village Panchayat of Aldona for developing that Panchayat Ghar and all that. In 2006, and including the market complex, and in 2006, they had revised that agreement. So, in 71 and 2006, it is the Fabrica who was the holder of the land by virtue of the grant of the governor. A redevelopment of that same thing which was granted by the Fabrica, on the basis of which, without the intervention of either of the comunidades, the development was done, can be carried out now without the intervention of the comunidades. So there can't be any other issue which can be coming up over here. And once the Fabrica has given its consent, I think that it's the right step. And I believe Lok will support this move. If anybody thinks that they will oppose this, will be anti-Aldona, anti-development, and we will come to know the true colors of who opposes development in our constituency.
Foundation stone किती tender झाला किती exit झाला त्याच्या आता
In principle approval दिला, in which you go ahead, and because मागे ते fund एक party proposal law that they will do the submit the thing and then the plans will be submitted, plans will be approved, and the budgetary parts will be there. Panchayat has got budgetary funds for doing this market. Asa thing, grant asa. So under that it is done.
सर तुम्ही बांधय टेंडर झाला म्हणता इवन मार्केटाचे इन प्रिन्सिपल तुमका
टेंडर झाला मार्केटाचे इन प्रिन्सिपल
अप्रूवल गो अहेड पण आता ते काम एक्झॅक्टली काय नाही कारण लोकसभेचे
ना you don't expect this is not something which can happen before Lok Sabha election. Don't wait for that and don't link this with the Lok Sabha election.
ना केन्ना स्टार्ट जातले आफ्टर द
It will take some time to get the plans and things approved.
So any time frame किती time लगता है?
I can't be a prophet to tell the time frame, but I will try to do it in the shortest possible time.
तर केंद्र बरे फाउंडेशन स्टोन जाऊ शकता है
I will ask the concerned authorities. It is the Panchayat who has to take a decision. It's the Panchayat which is going to be building the thing, not me. But it is me who will push the Panchayat to make sure that we get a good resolution. See, it is benefit of the people. It is market is not for me. I'm shopkeeper nahi, मुझे shop का ही ना दूँगा. And I don't have any relatives sitting in the shop.
But it was your election promise, no?
It was, and therefore I'm fulfilling that request, and I will try to finish it. See, I'm telling you, what is running in my mind is, let me see whether I can finish it within about 12 months. I will put this way, but I don't. That's being a bit like being a bit greedy to say begin Korea. But if you don't put a target, काबर जायना.
विचारपाचो क्वेश्चन कितें सर की आतां काम स्टार्ट जाल्यार पावसूय लागीं पावतलो पण ती बिल्डींग ओल्ड आसा तांकां प्लेस दुसरी पयले ताका रिप्लेस
Any temporary rehabilitation,
So
temporary place?
actually एक सांगता तुका हांव जाणा कित्याक हांवें पेपर पळयले मेनी इयर्स बॅक पंचायत मुज फुडें आयिल्ले तेन्ना गोवा इंजिनियरींग कॉलेजान एक रिपोर्ट दिलो त्या रिपोर्टाचेर आसा ते that this building is dangerous and unsafe. पंचायतीन ऑर्डर दिल्ली सगळे शॉपकीपरांक भायर सरपाक. So there is no legal standing for them to continue to remain there. म्हाका दिसता पासून subject to correction, but I think even the panchayat is not collecting the rent for it. How can you collect rent for a person who may have to get out? So I think that it is not being collected, and they would not even be right in collecting it at all. They collecting. So this is how the status is. So we will have to tell them that it's not safe to remain there. But what happens is, थोडे लोक आहात ते बारीक बारीक बिझनेस करतात ते. Poor people, let them.
पूण अशी जागा आसा त्या थंय तांकां टेम्पररी
They said they will do at their own this thing. And I'm happy because they are cooperating. See, it's at the end of the day, benefit will be them परत येतले तुमकां. So as long as it is in their interest, and I'm happy. I have nothing personal in it. It is only that for the people's benefit.
Carlos, how this government was government support for in these 2 years, or BJP government support in these 2 years?
See, I believe a government has to be unbiased. And I believe that a government must work for the welfare of the entire state, irrespective of the constituencies which are being held by the ruling dispensation or non-ruling dispensation. But natural tendencies, as you know, I would always like to help my family. You know, I would like to help my friends. So always it would be that you would expect that the government would always lean in favor of getting projects in their constituencies to get development or whatever. Don't you see the Prime Minister trying to take all projects to Gujarat or also taking them to Haryana where it is being, you know, because it's close to Delhi and it's in their states. What about the other states? Do you think that they don't have in other places opportunities and lands which are available? But the same way it is. But I don't make comparison between one and the other. What are our basic needs are what I need to fulfill to my voters and for my people. There are some things which I will also put across by saying this is needed in the benefit and larger public interest. And people are happy with these things.
Any hurdles came between this government? Any hurdles for you?
Now, are you talking to me in respect of the market complex? Or
No, all over in this 2
General.
years.
Your development.
Development of your constituency.
See, everything may not be rough, smooth sailing. There may be here and there some rough moments. But it might have slowed down the pace of which otherwise I could have got things faster probably if it was my government. But I generally don't have a reason to complain about things. And I think my files are getting passed and the works are being done. Because if you notice that so many inaugurations which are being done are of things which are pending for over decades. And if they have been pending for 10 years and not being done, and being done now at my pushing of the files and making sure they're getting cleared, I can't complain that I'm having any hurdles or hiccups in this process.
दोतर तुम्ही जो पोर्तुगीज पासपोर्टाचो इश्यू आशिल्लो सीएमान इवन क्लियर केले की तांणी होम मिनिस्टरा कडेन उलोवन रिजॉल्व करपाक ट्राय केला त्या गजाली कडेन कशें जाता
हांव एक सांगता तुमकां they were also in touch with me when they were in Delhi to take my inputs and get my suggestions on what can be done. So I believe that they were genuinely trying for it for other reasons which I can't disclose certain things. But let us see what comes out of it. Remember, the government of India has to take a decision which applies across the country. It's not like a state subject which is only for Goa. It has to think of ramifications across the country and beyond. But I once again say, if there's a will, there's a way, and they can resolve the issue to give at least relief to our people who have done the registration of their births. It's not difficult.
दोतर आता तुम्ही सगळे गव्हर्नमेंटाचे बरे उलयले तुम्ही म्हणले कितलीशी पेंडिंग वर्क आता जाता आता लोकसभा इलेक्शन तोंडार आसतना तुमचे अशे स्टेटमेंट तुमच्या अगेन्स्ट व्हायचे ना हे
Now, you must understand that if I can deliver, people will believe me and follow me. Because they will believe me to get the works done because I'm their representative.
No, but what makes you to come suddenly with all these things? Otherwise, you generally speak on everything. Suddenly, Lok Sabha budget.
I've not spoken on Lok Sabha. Just a question was shot to me.
No, I'm saying, no, ahead of Lok Sabha.
I've spoken about
what
the
he has
market
said.
complex.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
Like how he has
Election
said.
तोंडार
Election
असताना
तोंडार असताना.
तुम्ही दुसऱ्या पक्षाचे बरे उलयतात
बरे उलयता
की कामां
Your
उरलेली
question
जायना.
was whether there was any hurdles from the government.
Ah.
You didn't ask me to praise the government. I'm not talking about others. What others are having problems, what others are suffering, I'm not making statement on that. I'm talking, your question was your question specific? Did you have problems or hurdles in this, your projects getting passed?
Okay.
How does it affect? I can't understand how it is affecting Lok Sabha. You all are putting words in mouth which I'm not saying.
So the government is performing well.
No, I can't say the government is doing my works. I can't say the government performing. You look at the law and order situation, where is it gone? You look at the taxi situation. When I made the noise, then you have said that put the taxi meters. What are the speed governors? You understand it? You see the tourist infrastructure is so bad. If you look at the type of tourists which we are getting over here, it's a sad scenario. If you want me to talk on the development of the government, that's a different matter. I am addressing after 2 years what I have this thing and what am I this thing. Your focus, you have diverted it, but my specific thing has been on my 2 years, and this is what I have come to state, especially because of my market.
So yesterday central government implemented the CA, Citizen Amendment Act. What's your say about it?
No, I will give you a separate press conference on CA because that's a major issue. And it can't be just in one sentence, it can be stated. And you know, the timing of enforcement of the CA also has political ramifications.
Yes.
So it is better that we will talk on that on one different, because exercise has been different things, there are different provisions and things and all that which we will have to speak about.
Okay, when you say that your work has been done, you get your work done, how in the last 2 years, how has been the work of Chief Minister? When you talk about your development work is being done.
The work of Chief Minister means in his constituency.
No,
His
as
performance
Dr.
as a
Pramod
Chief
Sawant
Minister.
as a Chief Minister. Because you have to meet the government or the Chief Minister to get your work done.
See, just because I have to meet them doesn't mean I'm going to praise them.
That's
And
why-
just because I need to get my work done doesn't mean I'm going to praise them.
So how has it
I
been?
will call a spade when time comes. If there's non-performance, I will have to say there's non-performance. And I have said it very often when I've been shocked with certain things, when I'm not satisfied, I've said it. So on general parameters, as the Chief Minister, he has the government and he has to introspect on his performance of his ministers and non-performance ministers. I think the better question is to ask him to give a report card of all his ministers and he will know how it's
No,
performing.
that is one.
As a
I'm
opposition-
talking as far as your works are being done. You said in the last 2 years,
Right.
Mogya kam hum bata.
No. It's not. Now see, market complex was approved by Mohan Gurino. It is not Dr. Pramod Sawant. You
But part of
understand?
his government only, no sir?
See, you all are twisting and turning. The question is not that. The question is very simple. The question is the work is, I push for my work and I get my work done. You understand it? Now just because my work is done doesn't mean I'm going to praise somebody.
Thank you.
Thank you.